And we're live after some right on time. Almost my daughter eating shit on her skateboard in my garage. We're live. Oh, I should probably bring this over here so you can actually hear what the hell I'm saying, huh? Oh my goodness. Hey, I can hear that. Let's not do that while I'm on the podcast. Stop. God. No respect around here. Welcome to the Horny Gnome Booze Cruise, episode 13. Miranda in the house already. What's up? How are you? It's been a wild kind of time. You know what? Let's just get right into it. I'm gonna crack open this first beer. This one really isn't like a review thing. This is just to get me started, get me lubricated for the podcast. I'm gonna be drinking on a Natty Light Natter Day, red, white, and blueberry. I was pretty excited for these to come out, so I'm guessing that every summer they're gonna come out and they're gonna have something. You know, last year was pineapple lemonade, which was fantastic. It was like my favorite. This one's good. It's not bad at all. I don't think in my opinion, it's not as good as the pineapple lemonade, but I really love pineapple. But this isn't actually bad at all. This is right up there with like the red, white, and blue Smirnoff, which is I think is really good too. But this is actually really good, I think. So for my summer drink, if I'm going to drink more than a couple beers or something like that, and I don't want to be polishing off a bunch of heavy craft stuff, this is definitely going to be the go-to. So I'm just wetting the whistle a little bit as we kind of get started on this and kind of move into the beginning of the podcast here, and then I'm going to crank into a few. I've got I had my daughter pick out which ones today, so I've got a double IPA from Drecker, which I'm really excited about. I have an espresso milk stout, which will not go good with the Drecker in any way, shape, or form, from Surly Brewing. And then I have an unfiltered cider, which I'm actually really, really curious on how it's going to taste. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what we're going after here. And that'll be my palate cleanser in between or something. So, but yeah, I know you guys haven't really seen me a whole lot. I've kind of been just doing the podcast stuff and all that. So I've just been doing this. We've had a lot going on. Our oldest daughter graduated last weekend, so that was pretty crazy and exciting. It was really nice to be able to do that. Our oldest daughter, who is 18 now, actually got pregnant right before her senior year started, and she was able to finish off her senior year and get all that done and graduate, despite being a huge pain in the ass the whole time and having a baby and everything else. And actually she worked pretty much full time through 60 or 70% of it, which was actually pretty good too. So we'll see. We'll see if that determination carries on anytime past this. So far, no luck, but we'll see how that keeps going. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with that. Other than that, Austin's in the house over on TikTok. What's going on? So we've got congrats to her. Hey, thanks, Cursed Kitty. Holy moly, I thought I was gonna say something weird there. But yeah, so we had that going on. We had a bunch of family in town. Tasha had a bunch of family in town from Iowa, so it was cool getting to meet that part of the family that I hadn't met yet and that kind of thing. That was really, really a fun time. We had a blast, a lot of late nights, a lot of beer drinking. I got a new Blackstone, which is really rad. Like, I don't know if I did it as a congratulations to myself for our oldest daughter graduating and me not killing her in the meantime, but so I bought a Blackstone, so that's been fun learning how to do that and everything. Thanks, Austin. Yeah, congrats to her. Yeah, she really, we had a bad feeling that her pregnancy was going to cause her to just quit. I think we felt that she was going to try to give up, and she was able to make it work despite kind of fighting us on some stuff and fighting the schools on some stuff and whatever, but she got it worked out to where she was able to walk with her class and get her signed diploma. We checked a couple of times to make sure it was signed, and she graduated. So that was pretty cool. It was nice. She graduated from the same high school that me and Tasha graduated from, which was kind of cool going back and seeing that high school and that kind of thing. And they had some instead of like old pictures and stuff, they had it all like on a digital format, so you could like flip through the yearbook kind of and stuff like that and see old pictures. So it was kind of funny seeing old pictures of me and realizing how grotesquely fat I've gotten in the last 20 years compared to how I was in high school. And I got my whole family just trying to tear down this, trying to tear down the garage while I'm doing a podcast. But it's anyhow. So it's cool seeing that. It was awesome seeing her family and stuff like that. And then my daughters both started softball, so we've had softball start. That's been really fun. They've had a couple games canceled because of rain and stuff like that. But other than that, the games that they have played has been really awesome, and it's been awesome to see. My oldest daughter, my oldest daughter, that's actually like mine and not through the relationship. She went back to softball after 4 years of not doing softball, and she's been doing really well. And then my youngest daughter, who's been doing it like pretty much since she was like 3 years old in t-ball, has been doing really well. Their team came in and they played somebody, like another town around here. And the first game went like 14-0. Second game went 16-0. They just blew them out of the water. So it was really, really cool to see those games. And then work has been really, really wild. I really can't talk a whole lot about it or whatever, but we had some people quit and people move on to different things, and I've had to step up a whole bunch, and so it's really, really made it a little hectic around the house and hectic at work and everything like that, but I'm rising to the occasion, and hopefully I'll be rewarded for that. But yeah, so that's been going really good. And then on the beer front, it's kind of been quiet. I bought a lot a few weeks ago when we were in town. I bought, I don't know, 4 or 5 different kinds and different packs and that kind of thing. And so we just kind of been coasting on those. And I haven't done a whole lot of TikToks lately, which is kind of a unique for me. Usually I was knocking out 3 or 4 at least a week, and I've been down to about 1 a week if I'm lucky, 2 a week. I did a shower beer TikTok that really went kind of crazy in the comments because it ended up getting shared on my Instagram and it ended up getting shared on my Facebook just through like the natural connection stuff. And I had tons and tons of comments and stuff. So it was kind of funny because like I really didn't think it was like that funny. I thought it was like okay, but I was just drinking a shower beer and singing along with song, and it kind of went and people really enjoyed it. So it is what it is. But yeah, so you know what? I think I've rambled on long enough. So I named this episode "In Like a Lamb, Out Like a Lion." I'm starting with that Natter Day. I'm gonna go into the cider. I think I'm probably gonna do the Trekker in the middle, and then I'm gonna go out with the milk stout. The only reason I'm thinking I'm gonna go out with the espresso milk stout is because as much as I love craft beer, like stouts and especially stouts are like kind of like out of all of them now, besides blondes, like my least favorite style of beer. And so if I don't want to drink the whole thing, I prefer if it's at the end. So let's go and crack open this unfiltered cranberry spice cider. So this is from Sorrow Craft Cider. It is Arctic Haze cranberry spice unfiltered cider. It is dry, semi-dry, semi-sweet, sweet. It's somewhere in the middle, it says right here. And then tart cranberry with subtle hints of ginger and spices, named after the sky above the North Pole. That's pretty cool. 5%. Let's crack her open. So this particular cider I got from a really good friend of mine and his girlfriend from Lincoln. They had a bunch of beer that they weren't going to be drinking anymore, and they wanted me to, they knew that I would at least try them. I got some weird stuff from them too. some like hard kombucha and stuff like that, which I have no idea about. I don't know what that is. I would assume it's some kind of a plant thing. I don't know what it is. But I got some, so I'll probably review that at some point, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But let's see what this is. Ooh. Whew. Okay. It almost smells like nail polish remover. And I've got one nostril, unfortunately, that's like stuffed up, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out. All right. It smells tart, for sure. Like, very, very tart. All right. Okay. It's really interesting. Most of these ciders obviously start out as like apple juice, honestly, and then they just do adjuncts of flavor to add to it. This has got a lot going on for a cider. It has this really wild, spicy, Thanksgiving-y, Christmassy kind of gingerbread kind of quality to the back end of it, but it comes in really nice and subtle, and the cranberry is not like overpowering. It still has something that is not quite jiving with me. You know what it kind of reminds me of? And then it kind of reminds me of like an apple cider vinegar. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It has like a weird vinegary back end taste to it, and I'm not sure that I like it. DJ Bridwell hopping in here. What's up, man? Yeah, it's got a weird funk to it. Yeah, and the smell isn't helping it at all. It's got a real weird funk to it. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I definitely probably wouldn't get this again. But somebody that's into cranberry and likes that, I'm not a big cranberry guy at Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I'm not a big I like apple cider, but I don't like I'm not a big cranberry guy, and I don't like ginger. I'm kind of a weird guy when it comes to that, but I really, really don't like ginger. A lot of those Christmas beers and stuff like that have like gingerbread cookie kind of flavor to it, because ginger is like such a pronounced flavor, so it's an easy adjunct to add into these beers. I don't do the ginger. It's just not my jam, but it is what it is. You like apples in cider? Is that what? Yes. Hard dicks cider, right? Is that what it was? That old Bob and Tom thing? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Dickens. That's what it was. The brand Dickens cider. Hard Dickens cider. That's what it was. Oh man, old stuff from Bob and Tom back in the day. Yeah, I remember that hard Dickens ciders. Yeah, if she likes regular Dickens ciders, wait until she gets a hard Dickens cider. You can get a warm Dickens cider too. Yeah, good stuff. We need to have you on the podcast sometime, DJ. Whenever we can make it work and you can come and hang out, let me know and we'll have you on. But yeah, so this one is one of those that takes me back. The Bob and Tom stuff. Man, I used to love old Bob and Tom. It has lost something over the years, and maybe it's because they beat a dead horse, and they just kept beating it and kept beating it and kept beating it until it stopped spitting out money for him. But yeah, I loved old Bob and Tom stuff. Like the old Camel Toe song, the original Camel Toe song and stuff like that. Oh yeah. Super, super funny. I think I'm just going to have to down this all, and then I'm going to palate cleanse real quick and go into this next one. Ooh, damn. All that spice hit at once. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. It's like a gingerbread house just shit in my mouth, guys. It's not good. That's not good. Ugh. Okay. Rapid Dave hopping in here. What's up? Oh, man. That was something else. So I just finished drinking this Sorrow Craft Cider Cranberry Spice Arctic Haze, and it tasted like cranberries and apple cider vinegar, and it was gross. It just had a weird twang at the end of it that I was just not a fan of. And then I just chugged 3/4 of the can, and it tastes like a cranberry pie shit in my mouth or something. It was gross. But yeah, so now, little palate cleanser. Here we go. So much better. Okay. All right. Your mom went to college? She went to barber college or whatever you want to call that. She was a cosmetologist. Somebody hopping in over here. Oh, it's fucking Kyle hopping in over here from over on the TikToks. All right, so the one I'm the most excited about is this one I'm going to crack out now. So this is called Garbage People Double IPA. So I got a little bit of a backstory for you. Check out this can art though. This is the most phenomenal can art. Drecker has easily, in my opinion, the coolest can art out of everybody except for Brutal. Brutal has some really badass can art too, but they're right up there. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place tonight. So Drecker is out of somewhere up north. I want to say it's Minnesota. I really should have written this down, but I didn't. So, Fargo, North Dakota. There we go. I had a buddy that has a whole wall of Drecker stuff behind him and all of his TikToks and stuff like that. He's part of my beer group that I have a Discord for and everything, and loves fruited sours and smoothie sours and stuff like that. And Drecker makes a ton of them. Just probably arguably the best. 903 makes a bunch too. But Drecker arguably them and 903, Drecker, and the other one is Great Notion. Probably make the best fruited sours on the in the entire world. And he's been trying to get me to be able to try Drecker for a long time. However, we weren't able to get it. There was no distribution for Drecker in the state of Nebraska at all. And then out of nowhere this last year, we started getting distribution. I've really been trying to get some of the fruited sours so I could review some of those fruited sours. However, they go very, very fast. Any location that gets any of the Drecker stuff, they get it and it's gone in a week. And it's just really, really hard to get it. But some of their IPAs and stuff has stuck around a little bit more because Nebraska is afraid of IPAs or something. I don't know what it is, but the fruited sours sell way faster. They're also very expensive. A 4-pack of Drecker is $24 usually. It's up there. It's pricey. But I was super excited when they had a couple of different ones, a couple of different options, and I actually had Tasha pick which one to get, and she got this Garbage People Double IPA. I mean, so can art, you can kind of see there's a guy wearing a garbage can on it, said a skeleton wearing a garbage can. This is just super, super detailed, kind of random all over the place can art. But let's crack this one open There's nothing better than that sound right there. Like, obviously a bra popping doesn't make a sound, but this, the sound of a can cracking is right up there, I'm telling you. And, oh yeah. Let's take a look at this. Oh. Look at that color. So, it's kind of a little muted in the camera, but this is bright. Very, very bright. There we go. TikTok, you can see it a little bit better. But it is a bright straw kind of color. Almost like a Sunny D orange color. Wow. I said it earlier. I have a nostril that's plugged up for whatever reason. I have I don't have like allergies going on right now. It's raining. I don't know, but I haven't. But wow, that smells so good. Even with that one nostril, it smells really good. All right. So let me give you a little info on this one. It has Mosaic, Galaxy, Citra, and Vic Secret, which I didn't even know Vic Secret was a hop, but they have all of that hops in there, and then it is 8 something. I know I looked it up earlier, but I have forgotten. It's been a long week, guys, and it's Tuesday. Well, darn it, it's just not going to tell me. So, Tasha's dying over there. I think it's 8.8. If I want to, I'm not, don't quote me on it. But let's get into the beer. That's all that matters, right? Get the fuck out of here. Wow. This is so good, guys. Like, this is just bananas good. Wow. It's smooth mouthfeel. It's very, very smooth. It is very fruity. It is tropical forward, more so than like grapefruit forward, like a typical IPA. And for a double, it's not very sweet. It's not extra sweet, like where you start to get into doubles and triples and that kind of thing. They really just, to get that alcohol content up there, they really crank up the sugar. And you don't taste that in this. It's sweet, but it's sweet like fresh fruit sweet, not overbearing sweet. This is just really, really great. So crushable. I could drink 20 of these. I mean, I'd be so messed up, but I could drink 20 of them. So cool. And this can art is phenomenal. I just wish they weren't so expensive, but they're good, so that's probably why they're expensive. They are very pricey, though. Like, even some of the single IPAs. Another reason to drink. What's going on, boys? How's it going? It's a Tuesday, so it's got to be... It's either Billy or Bobby on here saying what's up. You need a cough button for you. Tasha's out here hanging out while I'm doing the podcast.
You can't be the only one that has a garage. Sorry.
And anywho, this is a really, really great double. Just in case you're just joining, Garbage People double IPA. Super, super fantastic. I say super a lot, but it is what it is. If you want to contribute, you sit here or you don't. Oh my goodness. Anybody know a studio space where it's quiet and people don't anyhow. This is shh. You're a pain in my ass. I love you, but you're a pain in my ass. But this beer is phenomenal. You're welcome. Anywhooser. Other than that, what's going on? I'm getting ready for fantasy draft stuff. This year is going to be a little wild. We have a ton going on. There was a ton of trades in the offseason. Easily the wildest off season that I've experienced as an NFL fan. We were just shipping people left and right all over the board. It's gonna be crazy. Teams that probably didn't have a chance in hell last year are stacked right now. And Sharon, what's up? How are you? But yeah, teams that didn't at all have anything going on last year or just missed the show last year have a tremendously better chance this year. However, all the other teams do now too. This division with Kansas City and the Raiders and the Chargers and Denver is so wild right now, with Russell Wilson going to Denver, with them adding a bunch of weapons to the Chargers, with the Raiders adding a ton of backfield, even though Derek Carr is still throwing to them. And the Chiefs have added a lot of young guys. You know, we got rid of Tyreek Hill, which I thought was kind of, you know, when I first saw it, I was a little, you know, disappointed and stuff like that. But with some of these other pickups, you know, depending on how they play and everything like that, it's going to be really, really wild to see how the team develops and changes. I believe Russell Wilson is done too. However, we thought the same thing of Peyton Manning, and Manning went to Denver and won a ring. You know, you never know. I think Russell Wilson got held back a lot in Seattle, and I'm excited to see him under different coaching staff and that kind of thing, with a different set of O-line and a different set of receivers. We'll see what he does. I'm excited to see it. I'm not a big Denver fan. I've hated Denver like my whole life because I'm a Chiefs fan, but I'm definitely excited to see it for sure. And in Las Vegas, despite Derek Carr, I think they've got a lot going on. They picked up some big names and stuff like that. They got a lot going on. I'm excited to see that too. So it's going to be a wild year for that stuff, but it's been a wild year for everything else. It seems like the NFL has been in the news a lot lately, but negatively, right? There's so many players right now that have been getting arrested and getting in trouble and all this stuff. And I'm sure it's always happened, but social media just really pushes that and pronounces it and puts it to the forefront. And so you just never know what's going on. It's kind of crazy. Sharon for flag football. What are you talking about? She's a crazy lady. Sharon's a good friend, though, on here that I keep popping up. She's a half owner of 1080 Dart Supplies. Every once in a while, you'll see their stuff, or I talk about them on my Dart streams. When I do those too, they are where I've gotten most of our Dart supplies. Most of our tips and flights and everything come from them. I just had to redo part of my board this year. I ordered the parts from them. Super awesome. So if you need anything Dart related, go check out 1080 Dart Supplies. They're out of Arizona, and they'll be happy to help you out. There you go, a little shameless plug for you. But other than that, it's kind of crazy. We are trying to decide what's going on. We've got, I've got kids in summer sports and stuff like that, but we want to get back into dart leagues. We took a session off, a year off almost altogether, right? A fall session and a winter session. We took a full what a dart season is, completely off, because we needed to spend some time at home. We had a lot going on, and we didn't want the daily or weekly obligation of having to go and be part of a dart team and that kind of thing weighing over us when we wanted a little bit more control over our time. Now we miss it. We really enjoy going out at least once a week and having something be like our thing and going out and doing something like that. So we're looking at the possibility of doing summer leagues. I think they start in June, so it's right around the corner. We just have to make a decision as far as that's concerned. But yeah, other than that, I really don't have much to say about that, like about anything else there. The NFL stuff, I'm just kind of getting ready for draft. Drafts are coming around. We've got to get ready for that so I can be competitive. Last year, I think I was somewhere in the middle last year, middle to the middle to towards the end, and I could have done a lot better as far as fantasy football was concerned. But it is what it is. I'm not going to waste a ton of energy on it. We just have so much going on. I would like to do a little bit something fancier for our leagues and stuff like that. I really envy the guys that have like stuff set up and like it's a thing for them and they all meet together and do a draft together and like it's an event. I'd love to do something like that. And me in the league that we've done this league for 6 or 7 years now. I usually do one or two other ones too, but we have a group of friends that have done this league together, and we have a Snap group and a chat group and everything that we do all throughout the year. Go Chiefs, absolutely. And we've done this chat group and stuff, and we've been in this league for 5 or 6 years now. And every year it seems like every year we always make a big plan. We always make a plan. We're going to do this for the draft and everything. And it always ends up, at the end, we end up just like throwing together like a fast draft where we just do it over the phone or whatever. And it's not as fun as like where you all meet up and you do the draft together and you know, you actually do some research and some time and like fill out some of your like your wants and stuff like that for your team and have it ready to go and like kind of shit talk a little bit and with your friends and stuff like that about who you picked and who you didn't pick and who they stole from you and that kind of thing. That's what I'm kind of missing out of our fantasy football league, and I'm hoping we can get that done this year. So we'll see. But I've got a ton of other things going on and a ton of events going on with my daughters and stuff like that. My oldest daughter is going to Washington, D.C. next week, and so I'm super excited for that opportunity for her. I've never been. I didn't get to go when I was in school, when I was younger. And it's cool that she's being able to go. Her mom is chaperoning too, so she gets to share that experience with her mom. Her mom, I think, went in school. So she's been there before and whatever. So, it's a cool opportunity for her. She also got an invite for next year to go to Europe on this band trip. I think it's like $7,000 though. It's super expensive. And, depending on the amount of fundraising or whatever, depends on how much I'm willing to put forward towards it too. It's a ton of money. And I feel like it's almost kind of unfair because if she does it, then everybody else in the family's got to do it, and that's three essentially that would complain about $7,000 being spent on one kid and not on the others. So it's a big obligation for a guy that's got 3 daughters still in school. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah. So other than that, this beer, I just keep wanting to drink this beer, guys. That's a damn tasty beer. What are you talking about? GoFundMe? A GoFundMe for her trip? I'm not going to do a GoFundMe for her trip. I think that, okay, so she makes a good point. That the GoFundMe stuff, there's so many people out there that start GoFundMes for like ridiculous things. I really feel like that GoFundMe stuff should be set up for people who really need it, as in people whose house burnt down and they lost all their possessions and whatever, and they need a helping hand or medical expenses or something like that. Like, I feel like that's what GoFundMe should be for. GoFundMe shouldn't be for I want to buy my kid a Lamborghini or whatever, some other ridiculous thing, or some ridiculous baby mama with 4 kids from 4 different dudes that doesn't want to work, starting a GoFundMe so people can pay her bills. I don't think that's what that should be for. So, I just don't think it should be used for stuff like that. But I guess that's my personal opinion. She says, okay, I get it. Lemonade stand. You know what? Sure. Something like that, maybe, I guess. Part-time nerd over on TikTok. What's going on? But yeah, so I'm going to finish the rest of this beer, and then we'll get into this last one. Ah, man, that's so good. I got one more drink in there. And then we're going to get into the one that I'm kind of excited about and kind of not excited about all at the same time. So this next beer, I'm going to talk about it while I'm finishing this one up. This next beer is called Grindcore. It is an espresso milk stout from Surly Brewing Company. Surly Brewing is out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is a malty, dark, coarsely ground. Troy, you're such a dick. Troy hopping in here. So now you're judging girls that have a bunch of kids with multiple dads. No, I'm judging the girls that have a bunch of kids and multiple dads that are out begging for money. That's what I'm judging. You know, they have the ability to start OnlyFans and become strippers and whatever else they want to do. It's the ones that don't want to work and are out begging for money and have their hand out. That's an opinion that I have. When you're drunk at a bar, it doesn't matter. I mean, how do I want to say this? I think it does matter, right? So, obviously, there's plenty of us that have made decisions at bars that were probably not great and whatever, associated with, you know, males and females and people that we shouldn't have gone home with or whatever. I'm sure there's plenty of that, right? Across the way. However, I am more specifically talking about a specific type of, and males do it too, but more specifically in this example, there is a particular type of female that has, because of their own accord, because of their own promiscuity, is that the right word? No. Promiscuous nature. However, is that what okay, that's what I thought.
Why did you question yourself?
Because I wasn't sure. That's why. And promiscuity, they have had multiple kids with multiple fathers, and then they tried to bleed the system. So, no, but there's plenty of females out there that are like this, that are looking for a handout because of bad decisions that they've made. And there's men that do the same thing, right? There's plenty of men out there that think that they deserve a handout because they have to pay child support on 6 kids. Well, you know, don't dip your wick in, you know, 6 candles and expect that, you know, whatever, not, you know, expect not to have consequences. It's one of those things, especially, and I hate to say it like this, but there, you know, and maybe it's because I haven't been out in part of other people, other areas and other territories and whatever, but it happens in the Midwest a lot. And there's certain females that you just know, then they have a reputation and whatever, and they have multiple kids, multiple baby daddies, and then they're looking for handouts. They're always at the bar looking for dudes to buy them drinks. They're always looking for, you know, they're out there just, you know, have their Cash App on all of their socials and like, oh, just try to give me money. Why? Because you happen to take and keep disposable things like loads. and you know, I'm trying to like Troy said, I'm trying to tread lightly here, but man, just make better decisions. It's all it comes down to. Like I have two, you know, I have kids from two different women, but it wasn't because I was cheating. It wasn't because I was out doing promiscuous things or anything like that. I was in a relationship, long-term relationship with both of them. But I'm also not sitting here going, oh, give me money and this and that and have my Cash App on things and whatever. Like, pay my child support just like anybody else. And I'm not out here complaining about my child support. Like, I pay my bills and just like I need and everything like that. That's how you step up. That's how you become that's when you step into that father role and everything like that. There's plenty of men out there that don't do it. There's plenty of women out there that exploit the system. So I don't know how this all got started or whatever, but we're gonna veer off of this. Let's finish out this beer and let's get into this grind course espresso milk stout. Oh yeah, I got a golf tournament to talk about. Let me talk about this golf tournament. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, man, that was a fantastic beer. That was phenomenal. Okay, here we go. Okay, before I open this damn thing. Babe, I need a towel, or a paper towel at least. Remember, all these Surly ones have been super, super carbonated. Right there. Blue ones.
Yeah, let me get off my fucking ankle.
Whatever.
Woo, good thing you didn't open it.
Well, now it's shook up.
You didn't want me to be seen, so.
I didn't say that. There we go. Okay. So the only reason I'm doing this is because the last two different types of these Surly beers that I opened up from this variety pack were crazy overcarbonated. And I'm going to give this one a second to settle down now that it got in October. But I'm going to guess that this is going to be overcarbonated as well. Excuse me, guys. So let me start talking about this podcast or this stupid fucking golf tournament. I got the hiccups a little bit, or the burps, I mean. So we had a charity golf tournament on Friday. It was for Alzheimer's. And so it was really good. I think we raised $3,000, $2,500, something like that altogether. It wasn't crazy big. It was 11 teams, 11 four-person teams. It was a scramble, best ball. We ended up tying for first. We were one of three teams that tied for first. We ended up shooting like 5 under. It was me and Tasha, my co-host on Unlikely Role Models, Kyle, and then our buddy Red. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. We went through an entire sleeve of Fireball. What? Oh yeah, we apparently we won a dozen Runzas that we won't eat because our daughter works at Runza. We just get Runzas all the time. But so we won that, and then there was a silent auction, and I really wanted this Natter Days flag.
An $8 flag.
Let me tell the story. Oh my goodness. If you're going to be on this podcast, just sit over here then.
No. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So I really wanted this Natter Days flag. It's a Natter Days flag. It looks like neon. It has a flamingo on it with palm trees and stuff like that. And I really wanted this flag. The funny thing is that the flag came in a basket, and it had a bottle of tequila and then like 2 different bottles of margarita mixes. It had like a regular margarita mix and then like a strawberry margarita mix or whatever, and then like a guacamole dip thing, and then like a shaker glass to make margaritas. And all of that was in a basket. I think I bid like $20 to start or something like that. And like, cause that was the minimum. I think it was like 20 or $25 was the minimum. And so I bid whatever it was, $25, $30 or whatever. And then it like popped up And then they pulled out this flag, and I didn't even know the flag was part of it, right? I was like, oh yeah, whatever, it's alcohol and all bit on it, whatever. And they they opened it up, and it was this Natter Days flag, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have this flag. It'd be a great addition to the bar. I've already got it hung up, by the way. And I was like, I need this flag. And so I start bidding, and then this doctor that was there starts bidding too. And then so we go back and forth and bid and bid and bid and bid. And we keep going back and forth. And it ends up at like $90. And I think it was at like 75, and then I bid 90 to like get him to back out of it. He backs out of it. I buy it for $90. Come to find out, the bottle is a bottle of Jose Cuervo Platinum. It's like a $60 bottle, give or take. It came in like a box and everything. It was a decent bottle. The margarita mix and stuff like that was like $10 or something like that. And then the flag, right? So I thought I was good on this deal. But then I look at it and somebody's like, that flag's like $8 online. I was like, no, don't tell me that. And sure as shit, this damn flag is $8 online. I could have bought it for $8 and not had a bottle of tequila sitting around. I'm not a big tequila guy, but it was cool. I bought it. It was for charity. I didn't mind overpaying. By the time we looked it all up and stuff like that, we were only like $10 over or something like that. It was probably about an $80 value between the flag and the margarita mix and stuff, and that bottle. That bottle was, like I said, $60 or something like that. So we ended up being like only like $10 over on it, which I felt was plenty great. We gave a little bit more to charity or whatever, and then I got this flag. But then the doctor's like, all right, it's cool. How about we do some shots? And I was like, all right, cool. So I cracked open this bottle of platinum, warm bottle of platinum, and I'm taking shots with this doctor and stuff like that. It was great. We were having a great time. Uh-oh, Charles hopping in here. What's going on, Chuck? How are you, brother? And so I'm not a big tequila guy. It's one of those things. It's probably like my least favorite of all the alcohols. But I did a couple shots. We did 2 or 3 shots there at the golf tournament at the end there with the doctors and stuff like that, and like made some plans to hang out and grab a tea time and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to go and hang out with the doctor, the good doctor, and his friend, the pharmacist, and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a good time, but it was pretty funny. So then like I said, I brought it all home and I looked up the values, and I felt a lot better about myself because that bottle was like $60. But if you get a chance, go over to my TikTok, and I did a shot with it today. So I did that tequila, that Jose Cuervo Platinum with a pickle chaser of the Old Smoky moonshine pickles. I did the pickle juice, which is still like it's moonshine and dill pickle juice together. Whoa, it was so good. It was really, really, really good. I thought it was good. Tasha about threw up, and Tasha does not throw up. And drunk Tasha and sober Tasha is 2 different human beings, right? Drunk Tasha will drink anything. Just like, you remember back in the day, what is that? Like, let's go give it to, what was that Life commercial? Like, let's go give it to Chucky. Chucky will eat anything, or what? I don't remember what the kid's name was back in the day. But that's what Tasha reminds me of. Like, no matter what shot is in front of her, if Tasha's a little bit lit up, she'll drink anything. She'll drink goat piss, I think. If it's in front of her and somebody challenges her to it, she never backs down from a challenge, and she will drink anything drunk. Sober Tasha is a different human being, and tequila and sober Tasha doesn't match up, and it wasn't a good one. It didn't jive. Mikey, that's right. Mikey will eat anything. It was like a life cereal ad back in the day. TikTok's for teeny bobbers. No, it's not. Go check out my TikTok. God damn it, I'll send it to you. But yeah, so. It was actually really, really good. So I had that platinum tequila, full shot of that with a full chaser of the moonshine pickle juice. I think it's like 25-35%, something like that. It was so good. It was actually really, really good. I'd do it again right now. It was really good. But instead, I'm going to be drinking Grindcore Espresso Milk Stout from Surly Brewing Company. It's a 5.3%. All right, let's see how crazy this gets, because like I said, the rest of these were overcarbonated, and this one is not overcarbonated. It's not going. Oh, it's so dark. I am pouring oil into this glass right now, guys. It's so. Oh, it is overcarbonated. Look at this. See, this is what I'm talking about. I poured half a glass, and look at all that. That's a tremendous amount of head for that. It looks really good though. It's super dark. It is a light brown head. This is a dark brown. This is fairly dark for head on this beer. This is really dark. Man, it looks so dark pouring it out of this can though. But it's kind of a cool can. It reminds me of like old death metal bands and stuff like that, how they used to have their logos and things like that. It looks like it's got a couple of like gears on it, like mechanical gears, and then it says Grindcore, kind of in like a. Here we go. Why am I sitting in the dark? So I'm trying. I'm using this. I'm using this light, and then my ring light here, whatever, and then I just took the lights down on this side. I think it kind of gives it a better ambiance. If you, Kyle, if you go look on the damn Twitch, I think it looks better, but that's my opinion. If we could make it work for two people for our podcast, I definitely would do this over having it super bright in here, but that's my opinion. All right, here we go, guys. Down the hatch with this Espresso Milk Stout. And this is kind of, like I said, this is like my least favorite type of beer, but here we go. Man, it smells like coffee. Woo! Some Colombian or something up in this beast. I'm getting chocolate and coffee. That's about all I'm getting out of this. All right, here we go. Ooh. Oh. Wait, though. Okay. Okay, I see you. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I was expecting this to be a lot heavier. So this is crisp. Crispy crisp. Or like, not quite black coffee. But it's close. It's close. It definitely has that espresso kind of taste to it, like that hardcore kind of black coffee taste to it. But it's crisp, it's really light, it's not heavy, which a lot of these stouts are very heavy. It's got a kind of a nice light kind of, and it has a little bit of a sweetness. I'm not tasting any of the chocolate that I was smelling before. I don't really taste a whole lot of that. It is a creamier kind of taste than, like, say, straight like espresso. It's not bad. I really, really actually enjoy this. Surly has not done me wrong yet. Surly's out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're a great brewery. They have a very large distribution. I don't know if they're owned by somebody bigger or something like that, but their distribution is really getting out there. And we get a fair amount of Surly stuff. I have had probably 20 different Surly beers, give or take, and I have not hated one yet. There's been maybe one or two that are probably in like my sub 7 area, right? Like 6s, 6.5s. And 5's a pour out for me. I know that's kind of a lopsided list, right? But a 5 is like I can't finish the can or so. And so there's probably a little bit of pour out. Like a 1 is a single single taste and I'll never taste it again, right? So that's kind of how my list works. So 5 is I can't finish a can of it. I can't finish a glass of it. That's a 5. So I've had a couple that were I could finish the can, but I probably wouldn't buy it again, right? This is up there. That if I were to put something on it, the 7.5 maybe. If you are a stout and porter guy, this is right up your alley. This is probably in like that 8 or 9 range for you. This is like a straight, nice black coffee, kind of a gruff, what manly men drink kind of beer, right? But if you're not a porter guy, you can still enjoy this. If you're not a stout and porter guy, if you're mostly an IPA guy, this has still got some nice little taste notes in it. It's got some different things. It's actually really good. Charles says you should do Mike Pure Gold. I don't know what you're talking about there. Hey, here's a little. Check this out. If I pull my pop filter off, boom, solid gold. You like that? I usually leave my pop filter on just so it sounds a little bit better or whatever, but that looks pretty good though, doesn't it? All nice and shiny gold. Anyhow, okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but that's why I'm saying it. But this is pretty tasty. I'm actually not mad at this one bit. That's good. That's really, really good. Michelob. Oh, Michelob Ultra. You know what? I used to not be a fan of Michelob Ultra because at one time I remember drinking like straight Michelob, like old OG Michelob. OG Michelob was gross. But I don't mind Ultra one bit. Like I actually, if there's a choice between like, I prefer my like go-to is Busch Light. I like Busch Light a lot. That's kind of my go-to. I do enjoy Bud Light to an extent. It's kind of the same formula as Busch Light. It just one uses corn and one uses wheat. But I enjoy an Ultra. Every once in a while, somebody has it in the cooler. I do enjoy Natty Light too. I enjoy a little bit of everything. But I do enjoy it. Michelob Ultra. Huh? Yeah, we have a lot of stuff in the beer fridge. I do. So here's something else I do enjoy. So hey, hold on, Chuck. Chuck's thinking regular Natty Light, not regular Natty Light. I don't drink regular Natural Light. Even though regular Natural Light and Busch Light is supposed to be the same thing. I drink like the Natter Days if I'm drinking Natty Light. But honestly, I do like Ultras. But the one that I'm really not a fan of, and I've tried to drink it a few times, and I can't do it anymore. Is Miller, like regular Miller High Life. I can't do it. Like the champagne of beers, it's gross. I just can't. It's just not my Miller Lite. I don't mind at all, but Miller High Life, it's not my deal. It's not my deal. Still redneck. The Natty Light, the Natter Days. The Natter Days are not necessarily. The Natter Days are just the same people that like Twisted Teas. Just, it's something different, man. I like drinking Natter Days because they have a different kind of flavor profile than like a regular light beer does. They're crisp. They're refreshing. They actually kind of quench your thirst a little bit. So I feel like they're like really, really good summer beers. Like if I'm going to drink, say, more than a couple, that's kind of how I gauge it. If I'm going to drink more than a couple beers or whatever, and I'm not in the mood for a bunch of craft beer at the time, I'll pound some Natter Days. I like the regular Natter Days, the strawberry lemonade ones. I like those just fine. I like these red, white, and blueberry ones. The pineapple ones, unfortunately, were last summer's deal, and they're extremely hard to find anymore. Those are definitely my favorite. But that's kind of Sharon's blowing me up on something, Facebook or something. So super funny. So you, Charles says you better have better beer when I visit. I probably have 200 beers in my fridge right now. I'll have plenty of better beer in my fridge. You come visit and we'll set you up. You better come during the summertime though. We can float the river and have a good time, man. It'd be a good time. You pick sometime in the next 2 months or whatever. You come down. We'll have a good time. We'll go camping and float the river and stuff, and we'll have a bash. Just drink a White Claw. Gross. Oh, I don't do seltzers. Oh, gross. That's one thing. Like I've really tried. I really like thinking that like one's gonna be okay, and nah, they're all garbage. They all taste like static and somebody yelling some fruit flavor from like at you from the other room. They're all garbage. They're such shitty drinks. I don't care that they're 5%. They're gross beers. They're whatever you want to call them, seltzers or whatever. I just can't do it. I don't feel like these Natter Days feel like they fall into that like malt liquor category of things a little bit more, as far as like they fall into that like Mike's Hard Lemonade kind of category more than they fall into a seltzer category, in my opinion. But that is what it is. But yeah, so well guys, we're kind of done with this. I'm on my last beer. I'm gonna finish this beer. I'm gonna hang out with the old lady a little bit and throw some darts maybe a little bit. If you guys want to kind of like keep hanging out and stuff like that, I have no problem with that. I might, it's only 10:30, so I might switch over and do a dart stream if you guys want to kind of be on the lookout and just keep on Twitch and keep watching. I might do that. I might set up the cameras and stuff like that, and we'll throw little darts. And if you guys want to join us for that, that'd be great. I am gonna end this podcast though. This has been the Horny Gnome. This has been the Horny Gnome Bar. I love you guys. I appreciate everybody chiming in and being part of this. And like I said, we're probably going to throw some darts. So I'm going to try to kind of reset everything a little bit and hop on some darts. And if you guys want to, overrated. If you guys want to hop on and watch us do that, I'm more than willing to throw that up on my regular profile and all that. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. Make sure 100% to stop in on Thursday, same bat place, same bat time, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is our other podcast, Unlikely Role Models. I'll have my co-host here. We'll have a whole new list of topics to talk about and news stories and everything else, and we'll review some different beers and talk about those too a little bit. That one's definitely not as much beer surrounded by beer as much. That one's more about the news stories and funny things that we talk about and that kind of thing. So make sure you stop over Unlikely Role Models podcast on Facebook, Unlikely Role Models podcast on Twitch and Twitter and kind of all over the place. So, and we will be over on my regular TikTok until we get some more views over on our other one. So if you want to watch it over on TikTok, it'll be on Horny Gnome Bar, HZRNEE Gnome Bar, all one word, over on TikTok. On Thursday, you'll be able to see the other podcast. So I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in and for sharing the love. And my phone keeps going off like crazy. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night. I love you all. It's been awesome. Thank you.